don't even think kids understand what they have, what they have in their hands.
Yeah.
Right? So like they can lose it, especially a smartphone. Like even losing a smartphone could be detrimental, right?
Kids are smart.
Right.
Kids are smart and they talk.
And they're like, oh, all you got to do is your parents put what on there? Just go here.
Exactly. Some badass kids, right? who were taught by, some other teenagers or whatever.
Right.
They know how to jailbreak phones. Like you would be surprised. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
The technical acumen that these kids have. What's going on, tech team? It is Just My Tech Sense, where we talk tech, finance, and lifestyle. I'm WillDoesTech, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JohnnieTech.
JohnnieTech in the building.
What's going on, tech fam?
A round of applause for JohnnieTech being in the building. Discipline, 1% better every day.
Daily deposits.
All the other stuff.
I could add more. Hard work.
You don't have to.
Hard work beats talent.
When talent don't work. You don't, but you don't have to. We good there. So
Amen.
Today we're going to talk about cell phones, smartphones, and kids, and when an appropriate time is for them to actually have these smartphones, because smartphones are not the old phones of olden days, right?
Right.
Olden days. That's appropriate with the salt and pepper.
Olden days. I used to walk 10 miles to school. Right.
So I'm going to read this Reddit post, and then I just want to kind of talk about what you feel like is an appropriate time, because you got 3 girls on the rise, and when you feel like an appropriate time is going to be for them to actually get a smartphone, because flip phones they're not in anymore from what I've learned. So
right.
The post is from Crunchy Brisket.
Crunchy Brisket. There we go.
Good name. It's a good name.
I like that.
And it says, seriously, why do so many elementary kids have phones? It reads, we have a couple of kids in elementary school, and they complain they are some of the only kids in their classes without smartphones. Seriously, why? I understand the need for a phone to communicate with their parents in unique situations, travel, sports, etc. We have an extra line to give to them when they will be away from us in situations like this, or call a friend. They have tablets for other things. 99% of their time, they have access to adults, teachers, family members, babysitters, friends, parents, etc. That can get a hold of us in a hurry. Because of my age, I did not get a phone of my own until I started to drive. Am I out of touch for thinking little kids do not need a phone? There's so much there to unpack. There's, with the advent of social media and awareness, right, the need for phones, some may feel like kids need to have them younger and younger because there's so many things out in the world. So
I think there's a lot going on, but I think it's just an excuse, like in a sense, right? I mean, is it convenient to have a phone? Possibly, but I truly believe that I don't think kids need phones at all.
Okay.
To be honest, I think that the pros versus cons, like it's far more dangerous for a kid to have a phone. Smartphones, of course. Yeah. Than just I don't think it's a good thing at all, to be honest.
Well, why not?
I think, to be honest, I just think that phones, what can go wrong with the phone is much greater. You know what I'm saying? I just think your phone is like a portable life database. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has so much information on it, has access to so much things that things can go awry, right? Yeah. And I don't even think kids understand what they have, what they have in their hands, right? So they can lose it, especially a smartphone. Even losing a smartphone could be detrimental, right? All the information that could possibly be in it, right? It's just so much, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, it's no longer, I know we call it a phone, we call it a smartphone, it's a computer, right? I mean, it just has so much data in it, and then at the same time, there are so many ways with GPS and things like that, and I understand that there are settings as parents that you can actually, implement in order to mitigate some of these risks. At the same time, kids are smart.
Right.
Kids are smart, and they talk.
And they're like, oh, all you got to do is your parents put what on there? Just go here.
Exactly. Some badass kids, right? Who were taught by, some other teenagers or whatever.
Right.
They know how to jailbreak phones. Like you would be surprised. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
The technical acumen that these kids have to, override some kind of rule.
Exactly. To get some things done when if you have a determined kid. They don't need a phone.
Yeah, you're not gonna stop them.
Right. Yeah, and it's all other alternatives. Because like what I was speaking to before is like, okay, you want your kids. I have 3 young kids. They're nowhere near having a phone age.
Right.
But like when they get to a certain age where maybe they do need to call me, I'm like, I don't know if they want to call friends. There's get a house phone. I've been seeing that.
A house phone. Yeah. Do they do they have house phones anymore?
So I'm gonna tell you a story. Like it was funny because me and my kids, we went on a trip, right? And then it was like we were at like a hotel and they had like the phone. He's like, "What is this?" Yeah, was like that's a phone,
right?
But it was funny, like get one. They thought it was the coolest thing. So I was like, maybe we need one of these at the house, right?
Right.
And then you can talk to your friends that way, and you do it like my mom used to do back in the day. Get 2 lines and be listening in, but
right. And then you ask kids, hey, how do you like show you're talking on the phone? They be like, it's like, nah, it's like this is how you how do you hang up? Like
exactly. Remember it used to be
right, but now it's
right.
So, but I think as a parent, and to that. That's your viewpoint. What's your wife's viewpoint on that? Do you feel like she shares the same?
Yeah,
sentiment?
she's on this like we're pretty much on the same wave with it because like we kind of just know like or I could just start throwing out all type of negative things that can happen. Like matter of fact, man, you got to see this. Like my mind just popped to it. Like I'm gonna show you this video. You don't got to show it on camera, but like look at this video. Everything can go bad when you I don't know, man. I don't think young kids should have a phone at all because it's just too much information out there too, man.
Yeah.
Let me show you this video real quick, man. Press play.
We're not showing this. We're not showing this, man. Come on, man. Nah, hey, take this. But stuff like that, right? You unlock the door. We're not showing that, man. We're not showing that.
I already know you.
We're not showing that. Nah. Come on, man. But things like that. So,
I seen that video. I was like, nah, no phones, man. It's just because now you have access to so much information in your pocket where no one can monitor you exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
They have apps out there you can get into, but it's like. You have to work so hard to do that type of monitoring. That's like, is it even worth your time?
Yeah, and I think so. You might say if they don't go looking for it, then they'll be okay. And it's like, no. I mean, they can be on YouTube, they can be on Google, they can be on whatever website, and then ads pop up, and then ads pops up, right? And now they're going down this other rabbit hole, and you can't protect them from that. So it's like. Removing the innocence of what could be, because you've given them this device, I think is something that I see as detrimental. Now, what I will say is because we're in the cybersecurity tech industry, our perspective may be or skewed, right? Where we're super paranoid. We know what's out there. Versus somebody who like uses their smartphone as just a smartphone and don't think about the things that we think about. So when I think about, and I'm not saying that my wife doesn't think about, she does, but my standpoint when it came to my son getting a smartphone versus a flip phone was, I don't think his mind is ready for what could be flooded based on this device that we've given him. If the purpose is for him to have communications to us while he's at school, then he just needs a cell phone.
Right.
There are air tags. There are other things that we can, put on his backpack to make sure that we are tracking where he's at.
Right.
That don't require a cell phone. So, her biggest thing is like the FaceTime aspect, and you don't have that with a flip phone, which I understand. At the end of the day, we ended up coming up to a solution of he'll get the flip phone. If it doesn't work, if we don't feel like it works, then we'll look at the smartphone. At the same time, as you said, I think it does probably more harm at this age than it does good. Right. So my son now, he doesn't really take out his cell phone out his backpack. Like it's probably embarrassing for him, right? But he reads on the bus, right? And I'd much rather him read
than scrolling on TikTok, right? And doing all type. And I think that's what it is, because even at a certain age, when you do get the phone, like there's a natural progression of what you're going to be doing on there anyway. And it doesn't have to be negative, but it's like you don't want them to get warped into like, you know, I believe it's a negative thing. Like we've seen it, like where they like there's like the iPad kids and all that. Like, and my kids, they have tablets or whatever, but we do the monitoring on that. Like, oh, your screen time, or hey, if you're not doing a learning game, or if you're not, you know, we're kind of more monitoring that in a sense. But it's like when you have a phone, it's on you all day, so you got free reign to pretty much do what you want. Right. So it's like, we like the age of my kids, like we give it to you, we take it away. Right. You don't just have access to it, but a phone, you always have access to it. And you're doing what you want to do with it. So it's like, that's just too much, you know. To me, I feel like I wait till they're a lot older, even though there are some protections out there. Yeah. Right. So if you feel like they need to have it, I definitely think there's like I was looking up even online, like there's applications you can like download to where your kid gets a message, you get the message at the same time. Yeah. Like, and then you get to the point where like, is it over, you know, monitoring? But right. And that's like, I feel like it's another conversation, but I'll probably do it as a parent.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like the government, but
hey, man, they do it for a reason.
Now you got surveillance, right? Hey,
like, hey, I'm giving you a phone.
Right, it's for your safety, right? It's for your good.
Hey, man.
But no, I just at this point in time, I feel like it is a distraction, and I feel like the internet can open your eyes to other opportunities. I think when you're mature and ready for it. I think as a kid, it can be a distraction. As the poster said, the kids are complaining, right? And it's like, I complain about other things, right? Not like not having my cell phone in class, because again, that can be seen as a distraction. Right. The teacher's trying to teach and you're distracted by the phone, right?
Exactly.
So I just don't see it. And even for adults, like obviously we can have them, we should have them, but how many people are distracted by, you know, Instagram, TikTok, and all those things?
Yeah, because like it's the dopamine rush. It's a science thing behind it as well. I mean, and I even me as an adult, like you said, I try to break out of it. Like there's times where I get a quick urge of like boredom, and I'm like, fill my pocket just because of habit. Right. Yeah. So it's like it happens. So you don't want your kid to do that because, like you said, their brains are less developed, and then you don't want them to have that codependency on it. And I know we're talking about my mindset is coming from younger kids as well. Yeah. But at any age, like if your kid is excelling and do what they're doing, don't add something, like you said, that could be a distraction when they don't really need it. Yeah. End of the day, like, you know, I remember when I was in school, I didn't get a phone for a while, but I was like, other kids had them, and this is, you know, back in the day. At the same time, I was like, hey, can I use your phone to call my mom? Right. You know, and that's all it needed. Right. Coach, whoever, can I use your phone? Yeah. And that's what it was.
Yeah, we had pay phones. So we had to have a quarter.
Going way back.
We had to have a quarter. You know, it is what it is. But what age do you feel like, if you could, in general, right? I know it depends on the kid, but what age do you feel like is appropriate for a kid to get a smartphone? Or maybe not. Maybe it's, you know, an adult 18-year-old.
I'm gonna say, just because that's how I am, I don't change up. So I'm gonna say like 9th grade. I think that's when I got
high
a
school.
Phone. Yeah. High school. And I didn't have a smartphone either. I just had a phone. Yeah. And matter of fact, I think I got a phone.
So how about smartphone?
Smartphone?
Yeah.
I would say I would still get it 9th grade, because I know times are a little different or whatever. But even with that phone that you may get in 9th grade, maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I'm going to have all those parental controls on there. Yeah. Right? Where
I just, you know, again, like when you got in a fight at school, it would stay there. Right. But now everybody has a phone, right? You think about the internet bullying and all that stuff, like that follows you if you have this phone, right? Exactly. And it's like, you know, you see a lot of these things that are affecting young kids in their minds. Right. And it's like, is it really, at the end of the day, whether it's 9th grade, 10th grade? Because again, I'm still on the fence of, you know, whether or not my son in the 9th grade should have a smartphone. Now, if he buys it, right, then it's like, do I have? Yeah, I still, as a parent, you gotta have that have a decision.
Like this is from me and my I got people in my family that are educators, right? And they work in school, different age groups, and they're like, it's a big thing. And even like, you know, if we want to like touch on the cyberbullying, and I was like, because my mind's like, well, you know, it's not, but then at the same time, I do kind of understand that because like you just mentioned, it's leave school, you know, and then like I also, you know, if you don't understand the power of the phone, you know what I mean, you can just be doing anything on the phone. People, if you lose it, there's pictures, whatever. You don't know. Like the kid's mind, or you know, they're young, so and they don't understand like these things live forever. All these things that you're doing with this phone and the internet, everything lives forever. Right. So it's like, why would I put my kids in that situation when they don't have to? Yeah. As you get older, you're smarter, so you're not gonna make the mistakes you make young are a lot bigger, you know, with the phone than as you get older. Like, because you're not gonna do some of the dumb things you might do when you was 14 versus 18 or 12 versus 15, you know. Yeah,
and I think, I guess for me, asking myself the same question, it'd probably be 17. Mm-hmm. And again, that might be an old school way of thinking.
It is a little old,
but the thing is, so I'm thinking about like different, you know, at 16 you get a license, right? And it's like, do I want my son now with this gadget, right, distracted on the phone? Right, so it's like, okay, give him a year of driving and then like introduce that to him. Again, not saying that he has a tablet already, right? He has access to the internet. There's that. But as far as like driving, you know, again, whatever the thing is, right? Just pick up the phone and call. So, I just feel like it's a distraction, and a lot of people are not looking up, and they're missing out on opportunity because they're just in their phones.
And I think like the perspective may change. Like people with older kids may be able to get on and say, well, no, I see it this way, because you have the opportunity to see your child's maturity level and all that, and that may change. Yeah, you know. So and 17 is not a hardened number like that. I'm not like strict 17. At the same time, it's like where I sit today. You know, and that was a good reason too. Like, well, make sure your driving skills are up there and everything is good. Even when you turn 17, I don't want you on the phone, but you know,
but at least you've been driving for a year. You know, like versus just hey, So
that's good reason. So like when I take my kids and bump to the age, I'm like, listen, man, WillDoesTech said this is how it goes. Like you got to think about it. But that is a good. I'm making a joke about it, but that is a good point too. Yeah. You know?
And I've had a kid at the gym. I think he might be like 21, but his dad kind of did the same. His parents kind of did the same thing where he had a flip phone all through high school, and he was like, it was embarrassing, but I appreciate it today because I had to find other things. I had to read books and things like that. So he didn't appreciate it then. He thought it was embarrassing, which I get it. Right. But at the same time, that builds up a level of resiliency, right? And my thing is like, you look and you say, what are the cool kids doing? Oh, they got new cars, you know? Right. I don't have a new car, right? I mean, I'm about being debt free, but
right. I mean, like that's one thing I was going to mention is like, as a kid, you don't understand the things that your parents are doing for you. So like, oh, this is making me look like a loser, right? But as you get older, you're like, I mean, it's okay. Like I'm not where those other people are. I'm
probably better off.
Yeah, I'm doing better off, and then I learn how to be me a lot faster. Like, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can't do, and you realize like you it really takes you from being a follower. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is what I do, and I'm okay in my own skin. And as once you become an adult, that type of mindset can drive you so much further. So like,
great point.
I mean,
great point. So. What are your thoughts on smartphones and kids? What do you feel like an appropriate age is? Again, I said 17. Johnny said 9, but he didn't really give age, but he said 9th grade, so about 13, 14. So this is just our Tech Sense. I'm WillDoesTech,
JohnnieTech,
and we'll talk to y'all later.
Out.